I just want to make a really sweet corner with a lot of traction here. Okay. Hi, Greg, Start House. Out of the shop today. So today I thought with early season trail stuff, it'd be pretty interesting at least to do a little bit of trail ferry stuff. You know, we all early season, this is a super common thing that happens on anywhere USA kind of trails. We got some water draining from up here, snow, springs, who knows, but it's coming down to this low spot. And you know, if this water would just get out of here a little bit, boy, sure would be better for the trail and for the experience. So since this trail's pretty close to my house, I ride a lot, why not take care of it? So I could go home and get tools and come back and make this happen, but sometimes I'm out in the middle of nowhere and there's always stuff like this works pretty good. So all you need to do is just create a little bit of drainage in here. It's like when you're a kid playing in the mud hole. Well, that's exactly the tradition we're going to continue right now. It is what you make of it. You could go as deep as you want in here. We're not trying to change the landscape of trails and do anything too crazy, but if we can just make this spot a little bit better and avoid a little bit of this low spot and pooling water, boy, things sure would be better. Since we're doing an out and back today, we're just gonna kind of see what that little bit of work does. 30 seconds of trail work, do it every day. Let's go up the trail some more and see what we find. That's funny, that was dry yesterday when I came up here. Okay, another spot deep in the forest. We found a stick. Looks just like the other stick, doesn't it? Same kind of deal. We got some drainage, a big puddle from there being a trail here for years, and then a little bit of restricted drainage. So again, just trying to limit the damage here, what the water's gonna do. And this one's gonna work super good. So I'll bet later today when I ride back through here, this will just be a little tracer of water across here, and that'll probably be it. Trails that look like this don't look like this for long, meaning water running down them. If the trail you're about to ride has this much water and mud and bogs, you should probably find a different trail to ride. These ruts going through here, these are gonna get worse because people are gonna keep riding through there. Trails don't look like this for long, at least in this area. So I'm gonna go find somewhere else to ride today that's close by and just avoid this section of trail because it's just too wet to ride. The goal with a lot of this stuff, there's two schools of thought in what you're gonna do to a trail, right? Like, for me, I just do some section cleanups. Like in corners where it's really loose, we're gonna actually get to one of those here in a minute. I just wanna buff the corner out a little bit. I'm not sanitizing the trail. There's a lot of people that think that the mountain bike trail should just get built and exist and whatever happens, happens. That's great, and I tend to agree with that for the large portion of time, but I also think that, man, sometimes you can make a trail a heck of a lot more fun if you just give it just a little bit of love. And sometimes it's necessary. Like when trees fall, of course, all the branches get blown off of it, and there's a huge mess to clean up after it gets cut out. And that's a time when I like to, you know, do some foot raking and such, which we're gonna get into here in a minute. And it just helps kind of buff the trail out and make it a better user experience. So, okay, early season trail, all the time in Tahoe. It's like, as the snow melts, this is what we see. Like, this is a great section of trail into this corner. A bunch of stuff has fallen from this tree that's dying. And especially since it's a corner, I want to clean it up a little bit, protect some derailleurs. So obviously we just pick these sticks up one by one, but I like to make things easy. So I find a nice looking stick, about like that. I'm gonna use this stick, swap these guys out of the way, kind of hockey style, make your job a little easier. At least the big ones. Let's do a little raking. And then everyone's heard of foot raking, right? Foot raking's when you go like this, which is extremely effective. And if it's just one little section, foot raking's the bomb. Quick and easy, and you got everything you need right at the end of your leg. However, on a big section, or when you want to do it a little better, bark. Bark's everywhere in the forest, especially here. So, like, this is the crux part of this turn. This is when you want the most traction. In this corner, I just want to make a really sweet corner with a lot of traction here. So I'm just going to use this as my rake. So I'm just chucking all this stuff to the outside of the turn. Boom. I just ride down to the next section of trail. Maybe it needs work, maybe it doesn't. So that wasn't so hard. So you just finish that corner out in there, and the rest of your days for the summer, you got a sweet berm shot. Okay, so point of this whole exercise is you get out of it what you put into it. You don't need to do a lot. A lot of times it's just some simple foot raking. Pine cones, like especially the little guys, sometimes they're just in one section of trail in a concentrated corner. And boys, it's sweet to get those things out of there so you can actually rail the corner. And the water drainage thing is cool because this time of year especially, you're doing a lot of out and backs. So on the way up, you take a 1 minute break, you find the low spot of the puddle, you trench it out, you let it drain, and when you come back, you'd be surprised how much less water is in the puddle when you get there, which is extremely rad. And again, you're just doing little bits here and there and helping the next person out. Tips are wear old gloves. Because when you're lifting deadfall off trail and trying to move trees and stuff, you're gonna destroy gloves. And like these were last year's gloves for me. They got a lot of miles on them. They already got some holes in them, so I don't mind trashing them doing trail work. And then I'll get a fresh pair of gloves going into the summer and I'll be styling. Okay, see, I'm going riding.